Welcome to the Switch Sports Golf World Cup. This is the first game of the pool play stage, or the group stage. We've got me and Mr. Michael Hawk representing the United States, facing off against Neve and Brydog from Australia. So there are 4 teams in our pool. This is our first matchup of 3, so it's a round robin. We're just going to get started here. It's a best of 3 for random 9s, so we're queuing up our first random 9 here. We've got hole 14 with some tailwind pushing to the left a little bit as well. Let's put this one out over the water carefully. I mean, the drive should push back left, and this should be able to sneak under those trees up there, no problem. So we'll just hit a full driver. That should move left enough and hopefully make it underneath that tree with this wind. Okay, it will. Perfect. A nice little bounce to the middle of the fairway, and we'll have like 100 yards or so. 97 on this par 5, so we can probably hit a little 9-iron or 7-iron up there. Looks like the 7-iron is going to be the play, so that's what I'll go for. We'll aim it out to the right just a touch. I mean, it is 17-mile-an-hour winds, but it's so uphill that there's just not a lot of time for this ball to fly. And I should also say that it's stroke play, so we're just adding up the 2 scores for each team. So it's me and MH adding up against Neve and Brydog. So let's hit this second shot here. Try to glide it up there. A little over 3 dots of power should be good. Let's see if it works. Okay, that was about what I wanted to do. Maybe a little less. Oh, it's actually perfect. It glides to a stop and nearly makes it. Sometimes if you underhit it just slightly, you catch the right part of that fairway, and it ends up just gliding rather than biting and rolling back. So we'll tap in for the eagle after a near albatross on the first. It looks like Neve has made it onto the green in 2. She'll be putting for an eagle, and we'll sink it. MH is in the fairway. Looks like Brydog ended up just short of the bunker on his second shot, so he'll be chipping for his third here to try to save the eagle. Brydog's chip is on the way. It's rolling up. It's looking real good, and he'll sink it. A nice one to save the eagle there. Let's move to MH. Check out his next shot. His shot is on the way. Moving left. It's going to hit the fairway first, catch the green and roll back. So that's what I was talking about with the rollback. If you catch a little shorter, you're a little further up. Sometimes it glides to a stop. MH had a higher arc on that one from further back, and his shot bites and rolls back just a bit. But not a bad leave here for this eagle putt. We'll send it up there and sink it for the eagles. So eagles all around on this first hole. So eagles all around, like I said, 2 under for everybody through 1. And that makes the team scores 4 under through 1. It's a little different setup here. We'll move on to hole 13, and the rest of the seed looks kind of up and down. We see some easier holes, and we also see 8 and 20 on here. So some difficulty for sure towards the middle and end of this round. We'll be playing hole 13 now, though. Let's aim this one probably about to there, I want to say. Maybe slightly less, actually. We'll call it about there. We'll roll it up with the spoon. Just a little over 2 dots of power. Should be good to roll this one up there nicely. Let's give it a shot. Okay, I want that to hit the green and maybe trail to the left just a little bit. It had just a little too much power on it, a little too far right on the aim. But we'll have a tap-in birdie, which is not bad with that 11-mile-an-hour crosswind. We can tap in for the birdie here. And we see a couple other close approaches. Those should be some pretty straightforward putts for birdies as well. Looks like MH had a very similar miss to me. Neve ended up in the bunker, it looks like. So Brydog is putting for the birdie here. Neve now has a chip to save the birdie. MH and Brydog will sink it. Neve's chip is on the way. If that has spin, it looks real good. It does, and it rolls back in. So 2 nice chips from Team Australia on the first 2 holes to keep this match even. So it's still all tied up 6 under apiece. It's going to be a little difficult to try to track these scores live, but 3 unders all across the board makes it 6 under through 2. We'll move on to hole 15 here with some, looks like some tailwind. That's going to turn into crosswind by the time we actually get up there. I'm actually going to take just a little bit off this drive just to make sure we hold the fairway. We don't want to be too far up and to the left because it doesn't make the shot any easier. It's going to be crosswind no matter what. So we'll leave it right about here. And hopefully it's just a little bit of tailwind to help with that roll up, which I'm going to go for. Let's aim this just a ways out to the right. I'm going to say about there should be good. It's slight tailwind, mostly crosswind, pushing to the left. Let's hit it with like 3.5 2 or so dots of power. At least be safe with it. There's no reason to try to get this super aggressively close and, you know, bounce it over the green or something like that. I want to be kind of low of the hole, if anything. We'll give it a chance, though. I mean, if it takes a good roll, it takes a good roll. Let's see if this works. Okay, that's the shot that I wanted. It's going to move a little too far to the left on me. Ooh, it did end up bouncing a little bit too far, but that's not too bad. Putting on the back of this green is not the worst thing. We can just aim this slightly out to the left. Right about there should be good. A little over a dot of power. Right about there. Let's roll it up. See if we can sink that birdie on hole 15. There's a good-looking shot that's going to glide up. That was MH, who's had a couple near misses now. But it looks like it'll just be a couple of pretty straightforward putts for birdies here for everybody else as well. Oh no, Neve lips it out. Just a little bit too much speed on that one, and it misses on the right side. Brydog will sink the birdie. MH sinks the birdie. Neve will have to tap in for the par. So that'll be the first lead here. We'll take a one-shot lead for Team USA over Team Australia. It'll be 8 under to 7 under through 3. All right, we'll have hole 11 now with 11-mile-an-hour winds. I mean, it's kind of a guess. I have to aim it off the green, which is never the best, but that's all right. We'll hit it with just a little over 3 dots of power. That should be good to at least put this near the hole. Okay, that felt like a pretty good shot. It's going to take a pretty good-looking bounce. If that bites hard and rolls back, that maybe has a chance. If it just moves a little more, oh, it's just a near miss. MH had a very similar-looking miss just on the opposite side of the hole. So we're kind of right all over it. We've yet to actually sink one, though. We'll have to tap in for birdies. Neve will sink the birdie. MH will sink the birdie. Brydog will sink the birdie. It'll be birdies all around after 2 near misses for Team USA. That hole is all square. So we'll still maintain just that 1-stroke lead through 4. We've got 5 to play in this game 1. And we'll move on to hole 1 now with some wind. Looks like some moderate wind. Yeah, 9 miles an hour. Makes this one a little bit tricky. I'll want to aim this out to the middle.
Nice shot.
And I think we'll have to club up to the second iron, or the 7-iron on the second shot. So that should be nicely in the middle of the fairway. It's not going to be an easy second shot, but hopefully we can roll this up there. And like I said, just put it close with the 7-iron. This is one of those ones where it's a pretty straightforward birdie, and you don't want to jeopardize that. The eagle's a little hard to come by with this condition, but we'll give it a chance. Let's aim it about to there, I want to say. I think that looks pretty good. We'll use the 7. With plenty of power to send it back there. We'll call it like 3.2, 3.3, just to make sure that we're not putting this off the back of the green. Let's give it a chance. Okay, I like the way that that's starting. It's going to take a big bounce, though. Oh, and I'll sink the eagle. I said it was a tougher eagle, but sometimes you get lucky and make it. Kind of had a guess there through that wind. And we'll sink it on a tougher back pin through some tougher wind with the 7-iron, which I typically don't hit on this first hole, but you have to with that headwind. That'll be a nice eagle. We're going to see MH with the driver just miss it. Another near miss right there, just on the left side from Brydog. So 2 other near eagles there. Did Neve eagle that as well? Neve may have made the eagle. Let's see. It'll be birdies for Brydog and MH. I saw them. Neve did eagle. A nice shot there for Neve. So that'll push Neve to 6 under for the round, but that'll push me to 7 under. So we maintain that 1-shot lead. I kind of had to make that one in order to maintain that lead. We'll move on to hole 3 now. And we've got the middle-ish, left-ish pin. There's a couple that are in that spot, but it's that one that's kind of on that little side slope between the front and the left side. And we got some very light wind here, so perhaps an eagle opportunity. I'd be surprised if we didn't see any here. Let's give ourselves the best chance we can have. Just put this one safely left of that big tree on the right side. And then we just want to put it really as close as possible to the hole. Since we're dealing with just a little bit of headwind here, I'm not sure if we can make it to the bunker, which is typically the ideal distance to be chipping from. We'll have to see where we end up. The ideal spot is just hugging the left edge of that right tree in front of me. So we'll put it through that way. It'll visually clip through the leaves, but it's not going to actually catch any. And we'll end up, yeah, a little bit further back. This should be like 30 or so yards, 32 yards. So this makes it a little more difficult The wind is actually kind of fine, kind of non-existent. It's just pushing a little in the face, but directionally, nothing really at all. So I think we want to try to bounce this past the hole and try to roll it back. This actually should bite pretty hard if I do this right. So maybe, yeah, just try to land it past the hole and glide it back that way. Let's see if we can pull it off. Okay, that felt like the proper power. You know, it wasn't quite the perfect shot, but it ends up rolling in nicely. There is some margin for error on those. So I meant to land that past pin high and roll it back. It lands just a little bit short of it. But that'll be good. That'll be an eagle again. And we'll see a couple nice approaches there from Brydog, Neve, I should say, and MH. That'll be a couple of tap-in birdies. But after another eagle, we'll take another stroke lead here. So that'll be 2 in a row. I pushed to 9 under through 6. The rest of the group is at 7 under, which gives the US a 2-shot lead. We'll play hole 8 here, and here comes kind of the difficult stretch I alluded to in the beginning. We've got 8 and 20 at the end of this round. So 8, just want to try to get through this one, really. Let's aim it out to about, probably about there. It's tough to say exactly, but I think that's pretty okay. We'll use the 3-iron with a bit of extra power. No spin on this one, that's for sure. Let's use that aim, use that power. See if we can at least get this close and have a makeable birdie. I like the line that that's starting on quite a bit, actually. It's going to take a big bounce, and that'll roll to... it'll roll a little far away. It'll be 15 feet. It's a little side hilly, but for those conditions, can't complain about that. That's a pretty nice leave for a tougher pin. There's a nice looking shot. Who was that? That was Brydog with a very nice approach on this tougher hole. I believe that was Neve right there as well. MH's shot is on the way. Let's see where he lands. His is looking quite good, actually. It's going to roll back, and that'll be a couple of nice leaves. So mine ended up maybe being the worst, despite my initial thought being that it was pretty good. So we'll send this up there with a little over a dot of power. That'll be a nice make for the birdie. MH is on my screen. He'll tap in as well. We'll see Neve with a birdie. And I believe Brydog made it as well. He had a pretty straightforward looking one. Yeah, so birdies all around on a tougher hole 8 with some 31-mile-an-hour winds and a pin that is not very forgiving if you miss it. But that'll keep our two-stroke lead with 2 holes to play. It'll be 12 and 20 to finish. What kind of conditions are we looking at here on 12? It's no wind. No wind and the right pin position. Okay. This one's fairly straightforward. You just have to go for that shortcut island, that little fairway in the middle. And then there's a chance here to try to make this albatross. If you just aim it a little out to the left, it usually bounces right off that short fairway. Let's see if we can pull it off here. So just aim it to about there. Alright, so we should just need to hit this a little over 3 dots of power. That looks like a pretty good shot. If it makes it there, it has a chance. Let's see how it bounces and rolls. It will end up sinking for the albatross on that 0-wind hole 12. That one feels pretty good. I've had a good first game here. We've made a couple of nice shots. Brydog's shot is on its way. It's going to take a bounce to the right, and it will just miss on the left side. We'll see Brydog sink the eagle, but that'll push me to 13 under with 1 hole to play still. So I've had a good game 1. I've hit a couple of nice shots. We'll take a 3-shot lead for me and for Team USA into this final hole. It's going to be a tougher looking hole 20. We got plenty of wind in the face here, but it is one of the more accessible pin locations, so not too bad on that front. Let's just try our best to put this out there as far as we can. Hopefully we get a good line that's avoiding the tree and any sort of trouble on the right side there. It looks like we'll get past it all, which is good. We'll just want to send this one a ways out to the left. The wind's going to push this pretty far back to the right. We'll aim it to about there. Let's see if that works. Like 3.8 or so with some spin.
Nice shot.
I think that's a good looking shot. It's going to end up taking a good looking bounce. Now hopefully that holds the green when it rolls back. Okay, that'll be fine. That'll be a nice looking putt for the birdie, which is not the easiest thing to come by with this tough condition on this hole 20. Let's just roll this one down there. Ooh, it's a little wonky. You see the colors that are all kind of wobbling in different directions? Which way is this actually going to break? If anything. You know what? Let's just try to put some speed on this. Hit it through the brake a little. Okay, no problem. It goes pretty straight. We'll sink the birdie to push this first round to 14 under. So, one of my better rounds in this game 1 of my first World Cup game. MH is going to sink the birdie. We'll see Bride Dog with a tougher looking putt up and over that ridge. That's going to miss on the left side. And he'll have to sink the par on this final hole. So that'll do it for game 1. I'll be at 14 under. Neve and MH will be at 11 under. Bride Dog will be at 10 under. And the US will take a four-shot lead in this first game. We'll move on to game 2. We're back with game 2 of this World Cup. Team USA versus Team Australia. The US now has a 1-game lead in this best-of-3 set. I can already see that we're dealing with hole 8 right away. What does the seed look like? It's got 8, it's got 9, and it's got 17. So it's got some of the tougher stretches, but the rest of it doesn't look too bad. The last seed was very up and down. I mean, there was some difficulty on hole 8 that everybody handled pretty well. We also saw hole 20, one of the special holes. This one looks pretty similar. Let's try our best to get another good score here. See if we can win this one in 2, which would be nice and stress-free. But Team Australia is quite good. If they were to steal one, I would not be surprised at all. Let's start on this tougher once again. Hole 8. Just a little under 3 dots on that 3-iron feels like the right play. It's going to take a bounce to the right, a pretty big bounce, and it's just going to glide back a little bit, so not too bad on that leave. I'll end up with an 8-foot putt. It's going to move a little sideways. I'll have to be careful with it. But not a bad leave for hole 8. Let's send this one up there with about a dot of power or so. We'll sink it for the birdie. We'll see MH, who had a nice approach, sink the birdie as well. Neve's putt ended up just a bit short there. That's a tougher one on that side hill. Bride Dog is off the green on the left side. He has a tougher fringe putt coming up. Neve will have to sink the par. And Bride Dog is going to just miss it on the right side. So we'll see Bride Dog sink the par as well. And that'll give Team USA a 2-shot lead through 1. You know, hole 8's one of the tougher ones. Pars are not uncommon, especially with some of those tougher pin spots. I mean, there are no easy pin spots on hole 8. That was some tougher wind as well. We'll have hole 1 here with some moderate-looking wind. Is it diagonal or is it just in the face? Oh, it's only 2 miles an hour, just kind of in the face, so not too bad here. I want to aim this one out to the right and try to make this second shot just purely upwind. So if I can end up as directly south of the hole as possible, which you can see on the mini-map when it pops up, that's going to hopefully take the sideways aspect out of the wind, and I can kind of just judge the green and how it's going to bounce. Let's see how well I did. Looks like pretty well. Yeah, looks like it's just straight forward to this second shot. The green's going to kick a bit to the right, so I'll aim this one just a touch left. We'll zoom in, actually, and see if we can get this looking pretty good. Yeah, maybe just a touch more to the right. About there. Should be good. I'll use the 9-iron with a little extra power. We'll call it like 3.6 or so dots of power. Let's see if that works.
Nice shot.
Okay. Ooh, that's not quite going to make it, is it? Yeah, it's going to hit the fringe. Oh, is it going to... Oh, it's just going to lip. You know, when it hits the fringe, sometimes it takes a weird bounce, but I saw it take kind of a preferable bounce. Like, usually it goes a little sideways or something, but that one went pretty straight. It just ended up having a little too much speed. So it just lips out for the eagle. That would have been a nice one. Neve just missed that one. It looks like long and a little bit left. Some nice approaches there from MH and from Bride Dog as well. Looks like it'll be birdies all around on this hole 1. We'll see MH tap it in, and Bride Dog will sink the birdie as well. So birdies all around on that hole 1 with some lighter wind, a bunch of close calls, but no eagles. That'll keep this at a 2-shot advantage for Team USA. We'll move on to hole 3 with no wind. Yeah, we've got no wind and that tougher back middle pin. That's not one of my favorites. It's a tougher one. It's a tougher eagle, but you know, with no wind, it's not too bad. Let's send that drive out there, safely left of that tree, just like last time. I kind of want to hit the same first 2 types of shots here. Or you know what? I remember at some point making this with 0 wind, and I think I actually clipped that first tree on accident and ended up kind of short. So maybe I want to put this just like on the fairway. Out to the left. I'm going to take a little off this actually.
Nice shot.
If I can replicate the distance, I can maybe try to replicate the line and see if I can replicate the make. This is about where I was, just a bit short of that rough. 47 yards, I don't know if that's the same distance or not. And I clubbed up to the 9-iron and put this about to there, if I recall. This pin has been baffling to me for a very long time, so I really tried to remember when I actually made it to see if I could replicate it in the future. Let's try this. We'll hit it to about there, a little less than pin high on the power because it is a little uphill. Okay, that feels like it's going to be a little bit short. Oh, and it kicks a little too far right as well. So that one was a bit of a guess. It's a pretty baffling pin. It's one that's quite hard to figure out, and I've only made it a handful of times, and every time I have, it feels like I'm kind of guessing. So not too mad about tapping in the birdie there. Looks like everybody else is going to be doing the same. We'll see Neve tap it in. Brydog is on the fringe, but that's not too bad of a fringe leave there. And we'll see Brydog sink the birdie. So birdies all around, despite there being no wind. That's a tougher pin on hole 3. Birdies are not a bad outcome there. It'll still be a 2-shot advantage for Team USA. We'll move on to hole 11 with 9-mile-an-hour winds and that front middle pin. So here I think I want to club up to the 3-iron. We'll aim it to roughly there, I want to say. It's not quite exact, but let's see if this works. A little less than 3 dots of power should be good here with some spin. Let's try it out. Okay, that's good power. Now, is the alignment going to be looking pretty good? Oh, it'll sneak by. Now, is that going to roll back properly? It looks like it will. It'll sink for the hole-in-one through the 9-mile-an-hour crosswind. A nice one there on that pin. That's one of the tougher ones on hole 11. But I was pretty confident in that shot. It worked nicely. Just snuck around the right side of the pin. And we'll make the ace. We'll see Neve tap in the birdie. Brydog taps in the birdie. MH's shot is going to just miss on the right side. And MH will tap in for the birdie as well. So that'll give Team USA another stroke advantage here. It'll be 3 shots with 5 holes to play here in this game 2. We'll move on to hole 10 here with that back left pin.
Nice shot.
And some very light wind once again. We'll just hit a 0 adjustment drive out to the middle of the fairway here. And we should just have to aim this a little out to the right in order to try to make this eagle here on 10. So let's give it about, let's see, that adjustment looks pretty good, I'd say. The power should be a little less than full, maybe like 3.8, 3.9 or so, somewhere within that range. Let's try this one out.
Nice shot.
Okay, I like the way that's starting. If it has the legs, is it going to make it? It'll lip all the way around and fall for the eagle. Man, I thought I missed that on the right side, but the hole kind of just snatched it, and it'll fall. Should we watch the replay here? Was it actually as close as it looked live? Yeah, it kind of was. A 360 lip in, which is very fortunate. We'll see MH miss it just short. Neve is a bit long there. Brydog is still on the fairway, so MH taps in the birdie. Neve has a very straightforward putt for the birdie as well that she will sink. Brydog's shot is on the way, and it'll be just a bit short, so that'll be a pretty straightforward birdie putt as well. We'll see Brydog tap in the birdie. So we'll pick up another stroke here. I believe that's now a 4-shot advantage with 4 holes to play. I'll be at 7 under through 5, which is a pretty good pace for this seed that we're seeing. MH is at 5 under. Brydog and Neve are at 4 under. We'll play hole 9 with some fun-looking wind. Oh, I'm in a tough tee position for it, but this is actually not too bad. I think I'll just want to try to put a little fade on this to try to keep it in the fairway. It might take a couple tries, but let's see if we can get that adjustment right. Yeah, right about there should be good. That fade looks pretty good. Let's see if we can... Oh, that's a little too much, I think. Oh, I'm going to end up in the bunker, which is not the worst thing here. I mean, just kind of overcooked the fade on the real shot, which I tend to do. For some reason, I seem to overdo it just a little bit when it's time for the real thing. Let's just make this a 3-shot hole now. I'll have to very carefully put this out there and try not to red bar it, at least not too extremely. That'll be okay. That'll be a longer 3rd shot. Ooh, am I going to roll all the way to the rough? Oh man, I will. Okay. That one went so far on me. Can I make it all the way across? This is actually a little bit scary. Let's see. Let's see if we can pull off a tough shot here. It's still way downhill, so I don't want to overdo it on the power. And also way downwind. Let's see if we can just put this up there and try to chip. Or at the very least try that. Maybe we can get lucky and see if we can bounce that out of the bunker. I don't think it's going to happen. Yeah, we're going to end up in the bunker, but we still have a chip for the birdie. Okay, so we still have a chance. I think I'll want to aim this to about there. With a little less than a dot of power. Just kind of roll it up. Let's see if that works. Okay, the birdie save is on its way. It'll miss. So I'll be making a par here. Ooh, there's a tough lip out for Brydog. Wow. Looks like we saw Neve tap in a par. I'll have to tap in a par. MH is going to make the birdie. Oh, that was an eagle chip for Brydog. Wow, so Brydog has to tap in the birdie after nearly eagling that one. So it'll be 7-6-5-4. Team USA is on top with 3 holes to play. We've got hole 5 now with no wind. A lot of 0 wind holes here. That last one felt like an eagle chance that I turned into a par by hitting the bunker, rolling out barely into the rough. But that's okay. I hit a couple good shots earlier in the game. We can make up for that. Let's see if we can make up for it here on hole 5. We can just send this one up there, right of that big tree in the middle of the fairway. And now if we put this in the proper spot, it should be a pretty straightforward 3rd shot, just kind of up that hill. Let's aim it to about there.
Nice shot.
We'll hit a full driver up there. And if that clips the fairway, which it looks like it should, that should bounce to probably about the best leave I can hope for. We've got 40 yards. Let's see if we can hit it just straight up there. That's going to be my guess. If it misses, it won't miss by much. And that'll be a safe birdie. Let's see if we can steal the eagle, though. That's going to roll up there, and we will sink the eagle. Ooh, someone had a tough bounce up. Neve got no rollout there. That's kind of why I club up to the 7-iron rather than even the 9, because sometimes it just kind of bounces to a stop bafflingly unless you really club up. We'll see MH with, oh, a very, very near miss. Wow. See Brydog still in the fairway with the final chance. MH is going to be tapping in for a 0.0 something foot birdie. Let's see if Brydog can sink the eagle. It's bouncing up there once again. So Team Australia with some tougher bounces on this hole 5 back pin. We'll see Brydog tap it up there for the birdie. And with 2 holes to play, we'll take another stroke lead here. It'll be 9 under to 7 under to 6 under to 5 under. We've got 15 and 17 to close it out here. Hole 15 has some moderate looking wind. Actually, only 4 miles an hour, not too bad. Let's just hit a good drive out there.
Nice shot.
And that'll be a nice looking leave for this. I'm going to try to roll this one up, I think, actually. This is one of the situations in this game where the spin doesn't seem to work very well. So for that reason, I'm going to try to roll this one up there. We'll call it a little over 3 dots or so of power. It's an uphill shot. Let's see if we can roll this one up there. That should take a bounce off of the green first, and that'll lip out for the eagle. Oh, that would have been another nice one, but you know, you can't make them all. We've had a couple lip outs in addition to a couple of luckier ones that have actually fallen. We'll just tap in for the birdie here. No harm. Ooh, there was a real close call. Someone's spin glided up quite a ways. I believe that was MH who nearly made the eagle. We'll see Neve tap in for the par. MH has a little side hiller from about 8 feet for the birdie. He'll send it on its way and sink it no problem. Brydog will sink the birdie as well. It'll be 10 under at the lead here. MH is 2 shots back at 8 under. Brydog and Neve are at 7 under and 5 under. We got hole 17 to finish this one out. Let's see if we can try to steal another birdie, push this to 11 under. 24-mile-an-hour tailwinds is what we're going to be dealing with. Let's club down to the spoon and take just a little bit off the spoon. Right about there should be good for the power, I think. We'll aim it a ways out to the right. And we'll send it on its way. If we have to chip for the birdie, we've got enough of a buffer that we don't want to be like super overly aggressive with it. Oh, we'll end up launching. It looks like everyone's going to end up launching. I'll be all the way in the bunker. Wow, that went a long way. Needed to take another decent amount off that one for that to be any good. Fortunately, though, we have that buffer. Let's just try to chip this one up there, see if we can make the birdie the hard way. MH makes the birdie the easy way on the green. Neve chips in. Let's see if I can match that. We'll see if Bride Dog can make the birdie as well. This would be fun to have birdies all around on this final hole. Is my shot going to cut it? It will. I'll chip it in for the birdie from the bunker to end this match. Bride Dog's shot just misses from the bunker. He had a tougher crosswind to deal with, though. I ended up kind of fortunately pretty much straight up wind. Bride Dog will have to tap in the par. So that'll do it for this first match. Team USA will take the victory over Team Australia. That second round was a bit tougher for scoring. I hit a couple of lucky shots. I mean, sometimes those fall, sometimes they don't. There's a percentage of them that do. I felt like the percentage was unusually high in that game, but I'll take it. I feel like I played well. Great game to Team Australia. This was a fun first match of this World Cup. We'll see you in the next one. We've also got Taiwan and England to play. This is the first of several in this World Cup. There'll be 3 in pool play. The top 2 teams will advance to the single elimination bracket. Great game once again to Australia. Great game to MH, who I'm glad to have as a teammate. We'll see you in the next one. I hope you've enjoyed watching.